Bro, bro, bro. Stop linking.
Here, Mr. Cowlink.
What? What does that prove, brother? Okay, I swear to God, like, I'm over this. America has lost its mind. Okay. People, they just can't accept something for what it is. Like, start removing the copium out of the tanks. Stop selling it. Stop taking it. Like, sometimes it's just what it is, brother. Like, I don't know what the fuck is up with everybody, man. There's people that are uneducated or dumb. They say a lot, like me. Like me. They don't know everything about how bullets travel, what bullets do, what they can do, what is the cloud of things that can happen, and find possibilities that are outside of that cloud. Otherwise, you're just saying shit. You're just being stupid. Right? Oh no. Oh no. This guy fucking commented on the work of the magician. I can't, no way. The magician.
Today with rock solid audio proof that there were at least 2 shooters shooting at Trump and the crowd, and therefore the official story of a lone gunman is complete bunk.
Oh man, this is brain dead. I feel bad even if you're watching this. This is brain dead.
I know he would have admired this work, and I'm doing this for you, and that's why I'm going to be proud and loud about this. There were 2 shooters, so let's reorient ourselves with the scene again. Let me get my drawn.
Bro,
Crooks
please.
lying here dead. There's a little blood trailing down back here. This information to come out, and they said here that the first 3 shots were consistent with weapon A, and the next 5 consistent with alleged weapon B, and the final acoustic impulse emitted by a third possible weapon C. I believe that's true, and weapon C is the sniper taking out Crooks, I think. Best guess. I'll give you my big hypothesis at the end. So this was confirmed. This is per audio analysis by Catalin Gregores, director of the National Center for Media Forensics at the University of Colorado in Denver. So I'm sure that her and Cole Whitecotton, a senior professional research associate, they have much better access to much better analysis software and all of that. All I need to get out to you today is something that seems to be missing from the dialogue, and they're trying to run forward with this lone shooter junk, which of course is straight from their playbook. That's how they did it. That's what they did with JFK, forensic expert Robert Mayer. Yeah, we all end up in the same ballpark. I end up a little closer to 430 feet, but doesn't matter. All within the realm of analytical wiggle room. Okay, so this is we're going to analyze 2 separate audio streams today. This is the first one. This is taken from a microphone right in front of the podium. So you're going to hear 2 things.
The wiggle room.
Of course, you're going to hear a snap. Sounds very sharp sound. That's the supersonic crack of the bullet flying within, sending its supersonic shockwave to the microphone. Microphone picks it up like that. And then there's the report of the gun, which follows a little later. Sounds like an echo, so it goes crack.
Hold on. Guys, if I'm gonna call somebody dumb, okay? You guys, I gotta watch it. Otherwise, guys, you know what? Guys, I've been kind of schizo on this topic. I've been doing a lot of shit off stream. Where like I watch a bunch of shit. Okay, I'll give him a try. I'll give him a listen. If it's brain, I'll say brain dead. But for now, I'm not saying brain dead. I always said it. I take it back. I don't take it back. Fuck this guy.
Thump. The crack thump is a well-known tool that snipers would use to estimate how far away somebody is that's shooting them. If there's a very long distance between the crack and the thump, that your shooter's very far away because the bullet flies faster than the speed of sound.
Of course.
The sound is the explosion of the gun. Boom! That starts traveling towards, the victim down there or whoever's downrange. But the bullet gets there first. And it gets there at supersonic velocity, which means faster than 1,100 feet per second, give or take the altitude and conditions. So if anything's traveling faster than the speed of sound, it has a sonic boom.
Yes,
right?
true.
So that's what we're going to hear. You're going to hear first in this tape. First, you're going to hear 3 very clearly distinct crack thumps.
Chat. Is that guaranteed? Is that guaranteed from what they said with the caliber or whatever, or could it have been subsonic?
And then things get a little
No,
confusing,
got it.
right? It gets a little fast. And so how do you count and all of that? Somebody, whoever put this video together, did the counting. Thank you for that. However, I think there's some room for interpretation here as well about that. So without any further ado, this is that.
I'm gonna simplify this, okay? And I'm gonna give you my opinion with what I've seen. It wasn't 2 shooters. You wanna know why? The difference in sound, bullets, and target and angles will be at a much wider range of result than what happened. Even then, even if it's, yo, dude, that's 2 feet, 3 feet, 2 feet, 1.5, it's within that range of the bullet can do some shit that'll do that. Okay? So then, these guys would have had, if there was 2 shooters, they would have said, yo, dude, let's use the same angle, something. That sounds brain dead. Let's use the same angle, same spot, same gun. No, bro, that sounds brain dead. But whatever.
Look what happened.
Wait. Hang on. You're going to hear one more. There it was. There's that last one. Okay, one more time.
Take a look at what happened.
Listen to this. Okay, you hear that?
Yes.
That's
Sonic
1, 2,
boom
3.
shot, Sonic boom shot, Sonic boom shot, right?
Hard to unravel what's happening there because we have echoes. We've got them overstacking each other, so there's 2 supersonic cracks that come in, and later the thumps of the gun come in, the crack thumps. So it gets a little tricky to unravel, so let's do that and go there. Okay, first up, I want a big...
The problem with all this, why do we have 80 cameras over there, 200 cameras, a lot of them that are $100,000 worth of equipment, of video and audio, yet all we get is the fucking bullshit CNN coverage, trash audio, analyzed as gospel. Why don't we get a microphone that's high quality on the field, as it would be it would be much more sound to to listen to and analyze than this dumb shit.
Shout out to Mike Adams at Health Ranger. He was out with this within minutes for those first 3 shots. Clued me in to the idea that we really did need to take a look at the other one. So way to go, Mike. Thank you for picking that up and doing that. All right.
Whatever.
This is the audio file. I pulled it into a program called Audacity, right, off of that video. And I find on here 9 separate shots, okay? So I find 3, then a grouping of 5, and then one last one out there. Number 9, I think, this is the sniper shot that would have, I think, looks like it took out Crooks just above the left eyebrow. If you want to go look at those, or, you know, the gross pictures, right? Obviously, he's all bloody and dead. They have that close-up picture of his face, right? And you can actually see a hole right about here over the left eyebrow. So we have those first 3 shots, then we have the 5, and then that last one. I'm not going to worry about the last one as much, but we're going to have to look at these first sets very, very carefully here. So here is video number 1. Just to orient ourselves, I count off of this video 15.8 seconds from the very first to the very last shot.
Okay, but you skipped the 10-minute mark, apparently.
Crooks took a shot and was neutralized by snipers within seconds. What they meant was 15.8 seconds, unless I have this story wrong.
Just fucking click
Next,
it, bro.
We're going to look at these first 3
my
shots
God!
here so you understand how we can analyze the rest of them. And so here's the shot. This is the sonic crack. So that's the bullet, is the blue arrows, and then the report is going to be the black arrows. So that's the crack thump.
Sure.
Crack thump. Crack thump. And of course it was the first bullet that nicked Trump's ear. And again, let me get my thing here. Here's what it sounds like.
Let the guy cook him.
Okay, so now I've just isolated the sound. There it is.
Seems fair so far.
Whoops, sorry. One last time just to make sure we're hearing this right. There's 0.22 seconds between the crack and the thump, and knowing a little bit about the type of the bullet that was used and the caliber of it and the air conditions and things like that, you can estimate the distance of the shooter and how far away the shooter was. So that 0.22 second gap between the crack and the thump is very important because it helps us identify that a gun is being shot from that distance. If there were any other lengths, like if we saw a crack thump, crack thump, we would clearly see that that was two separate weapons because assuming the first and the last crack thumps were the same distance apart.
What I'm more interested is the shape of the wave, though. It seems like the third one is different. When it goes, maybe because the mic changed orientation or something like that. Because these seem pretty consistent, but the last one seems kind of different.
So if there's any variation between the crack and the thump, that's when you say, oh, that's a different weapon. So
actually,
that's one
not
way.
that much.
The other way is just the tenor, just the sound of the weapon. Does it sound different? Now, this is interesting. This woman here had put up a video on TikTok. I really wish we could get the unaltered, I call it.
Wait, brother. Why not continue what he was cooking? Why does he go to TikTok? Wait, I was watching this shit.
I don't need all the words put on there. And it's not a consistent video, so there's edits in there. So I can't, if it ran from beginning to end, we could tell more, but I'm suspecting that we can tell a lot from it. So we're going to bring it up here because this is one of the only videos that I know about that shows, I think, the first stand victim getting shot. So here we go.
Side of Trump. I'm over on the far right or far left of Trump. These are the same bleachers. Watch the top left. These are the same exact bleachers. These are to the left of Trump.
See that?
Those shots.
Okay. What I've done here is, so I just want us to look at, I just pulled out that one tiny section. You can clearly see a bullet careening off of this railing up here, and it does it with enough force to atomize and vaporize. And so I think this is an important clue.
Whoa. No, hold on. This could be incorrect. This could be the bullet hitting the inside pipe that ruptured the hydraulics, and that's the fucking liquid coming back out of it.
We'll see. So let's just look at that over and over again. Pew, did you see that? Again. Pew, see that? Okay, whoops, one more time. And again. So you can clearly see this shot happening. Now, this gentleman who's right, and get my laser pointer back, this gentleman right here is in a very, very distinctive American flag shirt of some kind. You can see him hunch over there a little bit, and I'm pretty sure that that shot that you see careening off the rail struck him first. And the reason I think that struck him first, because we showed this before, is from this video that's after the fact. We're on the right side of the stands. You can see he's being brought down. And you can see here he's holding, let me get my laser pointer back. He's holding his right chest, holding that, right, with his left arm is coming over. So his right chest, I don't know the extent of his injuries. I can't find any updates in the media right now, so we're going to be watching.
So what's the point of this?
But if he was struck in that upper right chest and the bullet still managed to take something off of the railing into a puff, we see a very clear puff there. I don't think that's a .223 round. .223 round, a little 55 or a 62 grain bullet. When they hit, they tend to tumble.
Wait, depending what kind of point you have. Brother, depending on what kind of point you have, this shit could easily go in, curve outwards, do whatever. Dude, it's the most unpredictable shit of all time. It's so unpredictable.
This would have to have had enough force to have nicked Trump's ear, if I'm right about this being the first shot, nicked his ear, traveled in, struck this gentleman, and still had enough force to vaporize either the railing or that was the bullet itself atomizing. That was what that gray puff was. More likely that's a larger caliber round, but that's a guess, pure hypothesis, pure conjecture. I'm just throwing it out there as a placeholder. But that would be more consistent with something, say, in the
keep talking.
308, some 30 caliber sort of a round. Something with enough energy to penetrate and still atomize and vaporize on the back railing. But again, just a guess. Doesn't matter, just speculation. It's kind of irrelevant.
I don't think it's irrelevant. I think if you're off the mark by a little bit in a lot of your hypotheses, that little bit stacks up to where the end result is going to have a large margin. That's usually kind of how it goes, brother. Like if there's just so many things that you say, fuck that, or whatever.
But again,
these small things stack up, brother.
Again with my, so I think you can see that puff right there. See that?
Whatever.
Oops,
that was my last pause. I'm done with it.
Puff.
Yes, it puffed. Yes, sir, it puffed.
Puff. So he's been hit, and also it's on his right side. So, and if you see how he's oriented, he's all the way up against the back with his right side tipped towards the back. So this is as high up as you can get. Now, the other thing I need to point out about that is he is all the way in the highest row of bleacher seats. Those things start roughly at about stage level, which is about 3.5, 4 feet in the air, and then they go up level. So if you said it's a foot or foot and a half per level, he's clearly many feet up in the air and he's standing. So that bullet that struck him has to be, I don't know, pick a number, 12, 15 feet in the air, pretty high up, and that's going to become important again in just a second. All right.
This is not a fucking forensic, ballistic expert or whatever. This guy needs to understand that bullets will do whatever the fuck. Okay? Bullets ricochet, fly off of shit, deviate, deflect. Bullets will do what, and they'll also pierce and then do whatever. Bullets do what bullets do, brother.
So this is plausible for the first shot then, okay? We see here if the shots came from the rooftop shooter first, then comes across the podium. Trump would have been standing right about there and could have struck somebody standing in the back right where that gentleman was with the flag shirt who got hit. So that's entirely plausible, but except it's a little bit more consistent with a rising shot, because if we put the podium at about 3.5 feet, 4, let's call it 4, we'll put Trump at 6'3", but take 3 inches off, so 10 feet. 10 feet, that bullet goes whizzing by his ear. But if this is why we need all the trajectories, that's why we need all this mapped out, that's why we need an absolute accounting of every single shot taken. If that was the first shot that struck that gentleman, okay? And that's why if I had that unmolested video and I could piece it in, I could tell you exactly. So hold this as just a bunch of conjecture until we have more. But if that gentleman was struck by the same bullet that took Trump's ear, that means that thing must have been on a rising trajectory, because Trump's at 10 feet. And then further back, this guy, his chest is probably at 13, 14 feet. It's higher in the air. That would have been more consistent with a shot fired from lower down that was then rising instead of a shot fired from the roof, which would have been declining and coming down. I'm giving you this because this is going to be in a few slides. You're going to see why I'm making a point about this. Okay, so the audio from video 1, when we look at it here, the first 3 shots we can make complete sense of. Okay, fine. Then there's a 4th shot that arrives, and it does so with the bullet in a report at 0.212 seconds, close enough for government work here, or rough analysis. Here's another bullet and a report, so that's the snap, crack. There's echoes. We see there's echoes, so the bullet
understood. Yeah, understood.
And so we see the crack. From 6 on, man, it gets all kinds of weird. And I'm not going to take you through the weirdness from video 1. To try and resolve what's happening with those other shots, we're now going to turn to video 2. This really clarifies everything and makes the entire case. So we'll listen to it up through the shots, which is about 20 seconds of tape. Yeah, I won't take you through all the screaming and everything. And by the way, not for nothing, but screaming, I don't understand people who just start screaming and then just don't stop in an event like this. So listen past this. It's a little, there's a lot of screaming going on, but you can clearly hear shots 1, 2, and 3.
So this guy's kind of a retard. That's what you're saying to me pretty much.
However, I do want to pre-stage this a little bit, and for yourself, decide for yourself, does 1, 2, and 3, do they sound the same at all compared to the other ones that you hear? Okay, and remember, we already have the analysis from audio experts elsewhere saying there's a difference between weapon A and weapon B.
I'm not smarter. It's when I think there's some conclusions, some things that you can say that makes you lower. So most people are over here. You might be maybe over here a little bit smarter, right? I'm not claiming I'm over here. What I'm saying is that I think we're hearing some things that are in here. And I don't think it's like...
And I can show you that the
out of my
rounds
analysis
fired
level
from weapon B were also aimed at the stage. Okay, so this is important. 2 weapons, one fires a string of 3, another fires a string of 5 or 6, depending on how we count, and off they go. And they were also out hitting the crowd and headed towards Trump. Okay, this is important because now we do not have a lone gunman anymore. Okay,
what?
So listen up. Here we go. And then that one more. That's the 6 I'm unclear on. Let's listen to this again.
Okay.
Muffled. And then, right? That's what I hear. Oh.
So you have a moving microphone out of a device unknown that looks like a Motorola Razr from the fucking 2000s or a Nintendo DS, and you're telling me that waving around in a space that has wind, yelling, moving, changing the orientation of the microphone, you're gonna get a different sound? No, no way! No!
And a lot of screaming. Okay, so let's analyze this now. Let's go into this with a little bit more depth. So, video 2, the way...
Chat. Did nobody else fire? Did people not fire back at the shooter?
The way I score it, there's about 16.0 seconds from first to last shot, so very consistent with what we're experiencing on the first audio, so that's nice. They kind of line up pretty well. And here's the whole audio from all that screaming and the shots from video 2. We have in blue the first 3 shots here. We have more shots here from a second weapon. I'm not sure about this one. It has a very different sound that we heard. And here's the final last shot, which I believe is from... Oops, sorry, don't have my thing. You don't know what I'm pointing at. This is the 5 that make a very distinct sound. Here's one with a very different crack in it. That's the 6th shot in the string. And then here we have the final last one, which I think is the sniper weapon, which is probably the one that put the bullet just over the left eye of Crooks on the roof. So we're going to take a closer look at the blue, the red, the blacks here and listen to these things. But once again, let's just listen very carefully, and we'll go back and forth until you're certain of this yourself. Here's just the first 3 shots from that video. I haven't done anything, no audio, I haven't done any enhancements. This is both of these video audio pieces are exactly pulled.
It's hard to give this credit when a guy keeps swapping audio sample from one video, one angle, one device, and it changes every single piece of that puzzle every time, and it makes some comparison. It's hard
Straight
to give us
from
any credibility.
the video itself. Nothing else. I haven't boosted any. I haven't done any filtering. Raw files. Okay. So and by the way, every instinct in me was to try and minimize all the screaming, but I was like, nope. That just add like, what did you do? And then there's questions. These are raw files. Here's 1, 2, and 3 to start. Okay. Listen to that again. And one more time. Okay. Now let's listen to the next string. Ooh. Yeah. Hear that?
Okay.
So 6 sounds different to me, but here's an interesting thing. 1, 2, and 3, besides being muffled and further away, it doesn't have echoes. Here we have, this is a shot here, this one, this peak. Oh, darn it, I don't have my thing up again. Here we go. So this here is a shot. This is an echo. Very clearly an echo, and a shot in an echo, and a shot in an echo. So this is actually critical evidence, because you hear that, there's echoes coming off. So that also allows...
Shot, echo, wait. Echo. Echo. Echo.
Allows us again to analyze where was this gun. But first up, we just have an absolutely different sound between the first three. There's no echo. It's much further away. It's more muffled. It's just not in the same place at all. But these next ones, very different sound. Totally different weapons. Okay, full stop. We have two separate weapons. Plus, we have no echoes coming off of the first three. And then we do have echoes coming off of the next set. And that last one, that's different. That's not the sniper shot. The sniper shot is another 10 seconds later. So I don't know what number 6 is here, but we're just going to bookmark it for now and go on.
Chat, what would be the difference in turning around and change the orientation of the device and microphone? Would it be a pretty big discrepancy in what kind of audio you're going to listen to or not?
That's not the sniper shot. The sniper shot is another 10 seconds later. So I don't...
It would be massive. Dude. Hold on, guys. I'm recording a video, and it's gonna sound a lot different. Is it gonna sound different, guys? This sounds really different right now. This sounds really different right now, guys. Like, dude, like this is.
I don't know what number 6 is.
That's what's happening here, brother.
Bookmark it for now.
You can literally see the video.
Go on. So, audio analysis conducted by Nick tells us that if those next string
the guy's
of shots,
turning around.
Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are coming from shooter, who we're going to call shooter 2, because shooter 1 is sending off those muffled ones. Shooter 2 is very consistent. If somebody was on the roof firing something with a 223 round, those, and here's where audio 2 is recorded from. That we've isolated exactly where the person was standing. They were walking, so there's a little movement, but they were basically right here. The echoes we have is perfectly consistent with conditions, atmospheric conditions of the day, to have bounced off of this building, because that's what you need for an echo. You need a hard, flat surface to echo off of. So that's what we got. We have an echo that perfectly lines up with somebody being up there in shooter number 2 position. Now, here's where it gets a little weirder. So what I've done...
Okay, guys, I don't know this guy. Just based off how he's analyzing this, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say this guy isn't some audiophile experts at echoing and how booths trying to get recorded by different fucking devices, and I don't think he can make that call.
Up there in shooter...
I can't either. He can't either.
Number 2 position.
I'm not saying guys. Burden of proof on the person making a conclusion. I'm telling you, I'm not. I don't think he is either.
Now, here's where...
Saying it. Guys, you need echo on building. Clearly, it's shot echo on this building because I said so, and shot echo on this barn because it looks nice, and shot echo because the wind changed.
Somebody...
Like, I'm just telling you...
Up there in shooter number 2 position. Now, here's where it gets a little weirder. So what I've done...
I'm not making conclusions. He is.
And this is... I've taken the first timeline. This is the video number 1's audio, and I've lined it up with video number 2's audio. And for the most part, we're in pretty darn good shape, right? Here you can see, so this is the supersonic crack. So that's the crack of the bullet arriving.
Yes, understood.
And I've lined that up with what I did. I just shifted the timelines to line up with this is the report of the gun. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Difficult to determine amount of gunshots from different pods because of different acoustics and reverb. This guy is schizomaxing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
XQCL chat, suck my toes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've lined up that first blast of the gun with the arrival of the bullet so that it should be consistent, because if you have the explosion...
Also, this needs to work on having a better way
to
present his data.
The timings ought to be
This
the
is
same.
just fucking
so,
lazy
sure enough,
and
shot
dumb.
1, no problemo, lines up perfectly. This is an echo up top there. Here's the echo down here for shot 1. The top bullet is echoing off of whatever it's echoing up there near the stage, and this is echoing probably off of that building surface we just showed you. So shot 1, 100%, we're good to go. Shot 2, same thing, lines up perfectly. It's got an echo right here. That's that little peak right there. and it's got an echo up top. Everything lines up. Shot 3, though, remember this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one doesn't line up. This one is actually, this shot happens about 0.03 seconds earlier. There's not alignment. It should be right under this peak, but it's not, which means the shot happened 0.03 seconds. It took 0.03 seconds longer for that bullet to get downstream, right, to the microphone in front of the Trump platform there. What does that mean? Well, that means that it's somewhere between, depending on the caliber and, maybe the caliber. I don't have any bullets here. I can't guarantee anything. Depending on a lot of things, the muzzle velocity of whatever this projectile was, and things like that. That 0.03 seconds, assuming it's 2,600 feet per second, that's how fast this thing's traveling. Could be 2,500, could be 3,000. I don't know what they're using, so you have to make some guesses. But it's further away. This implies the possibility that shots 1 and 2, those are fired by crooks, but somebody about 78 to 100 feet further away took shot 3. Then shots 4 and 5 line up again perfectly, but shot 6, hey, that's off the mark again by the same amount. And, there's not quite the echoes that are happening off of shot 3. We don't see the same. There should be an echo right here. There should be an echo right here. We don't see that, not like these big echoes. So there's a chance here, I'm making a chance that there's a possibility of there were 2 weapons being fired that are different from the first one. 1, 2, 3 are from weapon 1. Weapon 2 for sure is in a different spot, but there's a possibility because of those times of weapon 3. So it could be that 1, 2, 4, 5 were taken by crooks on the roof because he heard some stuff going on, decided to take his shots, but 3 and 6 were taken by somebody else another 100 feet away. I don't know. We're going to need more professional audio analysis, but I like it when everything lines up, and everything does line up until we get to there. And then further down the timeline, things get really weird, and things aren't lining up, but we don't know who's firing down at that end of the spectrum either. So some weird stuff down there, but it doesn't line up really well enough for my taste. Okay, so hypothesis. What do we have here?
My hypothesis is that we need to get an expert on this. Just get an expert in audio that has worked with fucking random equipment and the discrepancies. Because early into the video he mentions, it's within the ballpark. 380 meters or feet, more like 430. So in a range of 380 meters, you add 50 meters, which is what, 20%? More than 20%? And that's within the ballpark. But then you get a 0.03, and that's not in the ballpark anymore? Bro. Listen, the way it goes, like, if you're going to call something within the ballpark, and then get a discrepancy that's even smaller, and say that it's alarming, bro, using your same logic, I'm going to have to ask for an expert to analyze this. For now, though, chat, I might have to call it chat. Bait or mental retardation.